Hi guys, this is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that join me or that subscribe to me over on my Patreon page, thank you so very much. If you're interested in subscribing to the channel, you can go to patreon.com and choose a subscription level over there. It is a monthly service, and over there there's special readings that only go up over there. You do get the daily forecast a day early. No matter what level you subscribe at. And those subscriptions help keep the channel going, so I greatly appreciate that. This is a broad term or broad spectrum reading for anybody that tunes into it. It is originally created for Monday, February 15th, but if you're watching it on a date other than that, I do believe that it might be time for you to see the message. If it fits in your life, great. Utilize it however you see fit. If it does not mean that anything's wrong. It just might mean that you're working on something different at this time than the majority of the viewers of this video. Also, when making any of your decisions in your life after having watched any of my videos, know that those decisions are solely your responsibility. Using your own highest intelligence and intuition is always suggested first and foremost, and never take anything that I say over that of a professional in their field like a doctor, a lawyer, or a therapist. Always listen to them and their advice first and foremost when they're assisting you. All right, let's get into this and see what's going on. Yesterday's reading, which was for the week, for Sunday's reading, is going to pop up at the end of this video down in the bottom left-hand corner if you want to watch it so you understand what I'm referencing back to, for those of you that watch daily with me. But let's see what's building on what we saw from yesterday's reading, because it was a very interesting weekly. Okay, what do we need to know? All right, so we have the Seven of Wands. Here it's called valor, right? To me, I don't know why, but I feel like we're emerging in some way. Just from the design alone, I feel like when I'm looking at the 6 wands behind this one wand that stands alone, I feel like these are like contrasting opinions, beliefs of others, other people's sort of, I don't know, like challenges or things that might be crossing our paths at this time. But to me, this feels like we are maintaining our own space. Like I look at this as if, I shouldn't use this because I don't want to mark up the cards. I look at this as if this is us, right? Whoever the sitter is or whoever the viewer is. This is you standing in your truth. This is you making a conscious choice. I always look at sevens as kind of choosing a path, a stance, an opinion, a belief, whatever it is that we're doing. And this belief, obviously, it being wands, would be an element of fire, a true belief that's deep within us, a true belief that resonates with our spirit or our soul, our truest of truths. Standing clear in that, even in the face of adversity, is kind of the feeling that I'm getting from this card. Also, the word valor makes me think that we're, valor to me also kind of represents that, right? Where we're standing in our truth. We're allowing our light or our truth to begin to shine and maybe burn away some of the challenges or obstructions that could be, coming at us through whatever. Maybe it's, for each one of you, it might be a different way that like challenges come at you. It could be the opinions of others. It could be short-sighted experiences, right? Like the feeling of not having enough, or things not working out quite as perfectly or as easily as we would like, right? There's some sort of, those 6 wands to me feel like they're crossing us. They're kind of, but they're ultimately, like I feel like this crossing or this challenge is strengthening us in a way, or making us burn brighter, shine brighter, stand truer in what it is that we know to be true for ourselves. We did have that art card at the beginning of the week, so that would be underpinning this. Again, that's about that expansion of the sort of awareness of the sign of Sagittarius, right? Which is always very spiritually connected, but also doing so from a place of balance, peace, sort of maintaining not the status quo, because I don't feel like that's what this card is about. This is about us standing peacefully in our truth no matter what's going on around us, is the vibe that I'm getting, especially with that art card sitting underneath it, right? Or sitting behind it, right? We also saw that Prince of Discs, the universe, right? Which was a very much a card that is about, what are we choosing? What are we desiring? What are we closing? What are we opening, right? And then we had that Knight of Swords, which would be about like clear thought and movement. Now those things are working around in the background behind this Seven of Wands. And to me, this is about standing in our truth. Sometimes the Seven of Wands can indicate a fight or a struggle. I don't feel that with this card. It's something to do with the design. I feel like this wand here, which would represent each and every one of you that is watching this, we're standing strong in our truth. Is it easy? Maybe it's not the easiest, but we're doing it. We're making it happen, you know? And we're doing it, I think, quite well. And the reason why I say that is not only does that wand in the center there shine a little bit brighter than all of the other 6, but also that art card that's underneath this says to me that we have the power of the major arcana behind us. We have that beauty of Sagittarian energy. We have that ability to maintain, stay grounded, yet in our emotions, in touch with what we need in from our spirit, and to project that, stand true in that, even in the face of whatever adversity. The adversity may not even be that bad, right? It's just there. And so it's something we have to either deal with, face, be challenged by, but I feel like we're in a good position, if that makes any sense. Now, let's see what the clarifiers are. So we have the Prince of Cups. We see him in the weekly on the very last card, I believe, for the week. So he's kind of going to, not only is he visiting us here in the early part of the week, clarifying this Seven of Wands, but he's also going to come back and revisit us potentially in the background of what we're going to see transpire later in this week. So already this is about getting right with our feelings, owning our feelings, letting our feelings maybe be our guide, our feelings in our spirit, i.e. this Seven of Wands, standing in that truth, standing in those feelings of what we know to be true for us, and letting those things sort of carry us through whatever it is that we are facing, whatever it is that we are challenged by. I really see this as an opportunity, ideally, to stay bright or to maintain our light, you know, our truth within us. I do like that we have the Prince of Cups and the Seven of Wands in the sense that we have fire and water, which are kind of conflicting forces, but when in balance, like we see in yesterday's art card, when they're in balance, we end up with the kind of, I'm sorry, I got a little sidetracked. That's where we want to manifest that art card, right? Where she's balancing that fire and water in the 2 cups, right? Bringing those energies together. If you go back and you look at the art card from yesterday, that would be this Seven of Wands and this Prince of Cups kind of coming together, the spirit and the emotions kind of aligning and moving forward, standing in that truth. Here's that damn Seven of Cups. We can't seem to get away from this card. Again, we have 7 and 7. Conscious choices, right? This is debauch. 7 of Cups usually indicates an inability to choose, confusion. It can indicate, how do I want to say this? Like things being sort of not real in a sense, right? Where we could be getting caught up in other people's opinions, i.e. in the Seven of Wands with these 6 wands conflicting us. We might have to emotionally get pulled back and forth with that. I do feel like the Prince of Cups is here to move us away from this energy. If we're feeling emotional, if we're feeling downtrodden, because this 7 of Cups always gives me that feeling, especially with this deck, because it almost appears as if it's melting. So to me, even though this is debauch, which doesn't necessarily indicate the confusion that's traditionally associated with this card, to me, this feels very depressed when I look at this art. It feels like, I don't know, it feels the antithesis of this, right? This to me, even though it is a challenge, I feel like we're shining brightly here. Some of us might be going from shining brightly to feeling challenged emotionally, but I like that that Prince of Cups is there in the center. I feel like we have the strength and the ability to get a handle on things and keep things moving in a positive direction. We may have to face some things that are upsetting or depressive or emotional for ourselves today, but we have to do that so that we can find the truth that is in that 7th wand there, that we can stand in and be true to in a way, right? The last clarifier is the 9 of Discs. I will take it because we see We saw some discs energy in the weekly, right? This 9 of discs is about independence. It's the 9 of pentacles. It's about standing on our own 2 feet, which we see in the 7 of wands. It's about being true to that, having everything that we need, letting go of the things that we don't. That 7 of cups could be about stepping away from the confusion, stepping away from the mayhem that we see in those 6 other wands in that 7 of wands, right? Stepping away from the things that may confuse us emotionally because we might feel a little bit too tied to a situation due to the past or due to our love for someone. You know what I'm saying? Like when sometimes we can't make a decision because we're not sure what the right thing is to do because of sort of the history we may have in a situation or the history we may have with a person. That might be what's challenging us in the early part of this week. But remember, maintaining that balance that we see in that art card and allowing that sort of the energies of those the prince in the night and the universe to kind of transform this situation. We have to trust ourselves. That's sort of also another vibe that I have with these cards, the way that they're playing out. The reliance should be upon ourselves, our truth, and our emotions in this day, and standing strong and firm and grounded in that. By the end of the day, with that 9 of Pentacles sort of balancing all of this out or underneath all of this, I think that we'll end out the day okay and feeling accomplished, but we might find ourselves challenged. We're finding, I almost feel like, new paths or new ways of being in existing situations that maybe have brought us challenges or discomfort. Does that make sense? Now, let's go to the grounding stone. And here we go. So, grounding in this idea of happiness. What makes us happy? Where does our happiness reside? What is going to bring us to this happiness? Remember yesterday's grounding stone, which will also follow through this entire week, is that idea of hope. I think that this, all of these cards to me, with the exception of the 7 of Cups, they speak to this idea of perseverance, moving through something, staying, keeping our attention on this goal of happiness. What is it going to take to make us happy versus anyone else? I would say that today is a day that we want to focus on ourselves. It's not being selfish. It's about doing the right thing for us. That would also be that 9 of Pentacles energy, maintaining that, not trading that off, not giving that up, and understanding that if anybody's not in line with that or doesn't appreciate that and doesn't want that for us, then they're probably not, it's not appropriate that we deal with them at this time. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because that's kind of what I'm getting from this. Gearing your focus and your attention towards where is your happiness, where does that reside, and how do you attain that for yourself is going to be key today for your success. That is your forecast for the day. I hope that makes sense. Please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to join us every day. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. We'll see how this builds. It should be an incredible week. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, take care. Bye-bye.